today we're going to be looking at Defiant Development's Hand of Fate on the PlayStation 4. This is also available on the PC and Xbox One. This is Defiant's first console game and PC game. They had been doing mobile projects previously, such as Ski Safari and Heroes Call. And this game went to Kickstarter in November 2013, was funded within the time period, and it is now available through your store of choice, be it the Xbox Live Marketplace, PlayStation Network, Steam, or directly through the developer's website. So here we are. This is Hand of Fate. I'm trying to think the best way to describe this. It's kind of a mix between Dungeons and Dragons with tarot cards with a little bit of Diablo. It's kind of a choose your own adventure style feel. It's a very original concept and extremely well executed. Definitely super impressed for their first game. So let's jump into it here, and I'll kind of explain things as I go along. This guy right here, this is the dealer, our mysterious storyteller. Okay, basically what he wants to do is he wants to tell us a story using his magic cards. And not only his cards, but as you go, you'll get and come to possess your own cards that you can use in the tales that he tells. So we will continue through the story here. As you can see, the story mode consists of 12 chapters plus a 13th final opponent. I'm using one of my saves. It's a few games in here. So normally you would start up here and you'd have your first level you can go through. As you complete a level, you will earn upgrades for your character. So I've done the first tier here and earned a variety of upgrades, including stronger counterattacks, increased stun abilities, gear, stronger enemies. It changes as you go along. So we're going to jump into the last level here of our second tier. We would go against the Jack of Scales. That is ultimately the boss we're going to end up seeing here. Some of the things we're going to see along the way, you'll get curses and challenges that will come up during your adventure.
If you like.
You can read a little bit more about him if you want. These are lizard men opponents, which is going to come into play here as we fit out our deck.
The
So let's
suit
go
of
ahead.
scales are represented by these lizard men. Quiet, patient, lethal.
So I'm going to go into the deck builder here. Like I said, when you begin, you don't have much of an option here. They're just going to give you a pre-built deck. And as you go along, you're going to earn cards that you can use to flesh it out. Or, like I said, I highly recommend at least starting off using the recommended deck that they give. They'll auto fill it out with any cards you have in your possession. So I'll let them fill it out. So I now meet the minimum requirements, but I'm going to go in here and kind of fine tune it a little bit. So these are going to be my weapon options during the game. Up here at the top are the ones I have in my personal deck. Down here are the ones that are going to be dealt in this game. You have a variety of weapons, as well as shields and artifacts that will kind of enchant your weapons or give you some kind of special ability over time. Most of these that I have, honestly, at this point in this save are pretty basic, and they usually give you the best ones down here. So you just want to double check and make sure they didn't leave out anything that was maybe stronger against lizard men or would benefit me in this adventure. So these look pretty good. Now, even though these are what's in my deck, these are not what I'm going to start with. You will start with the most basic axe, basically one of these, and a shield. You have to earn those cards as you play. Now, encounters are the situations you're going to come across as you play through this adventure. You'll notice some of these, like this one right here, has a lock on it. He's requiring those to be in the game I'm about to play. So the Jack of Scales has to be in this. I can switch some of these other ones out, but there are some that he definitely wants in there. So you can switch these out as you want. Again, it's kind of as you play them, you'll get to know the situations. You can read a little more about them here. Like these are all new, so I won't have any information. But let's look at this one. We can look a little deeper. Basically, he'll present me with a situation. If this card gets turned over, where I have a tree that falls and blocks my way, and then there'll be choices to make out of that will determine what happens in my adventure. So I'm just, for the sake of things, just going to go ahead and go with what he's recommended. So let's go ahead and start the game here. And he will
You've taken
flourish
one
the
of my
cards.
symbols, but now we begin to play in earnest.
He's showing
My
me the cards
scepter
he's
is
adding
at
his
stake.
own.
And I do not intend to lose it.
And I'll have a chance to earn some of his cards for my future games. Some pretty strong enemies in there. That bottom row are the enemies I'm going to face. See quite a few jacks and even a king.
Scales. I have
So here we
saved the lizard men for now, but the stakes have been raised. There is no weapon I will not use against you.
Like I said, starting off, very simple. I've got a basic axe, basic armor, blessings and curses. Looks like I actually have some this time. These can either inhibit or help you. Let's see, what did he give me this time? I've got mana drain. Does the doubles the cooldown times, and heavy arrows. Okay, so I'm gonna have to watch out for projectiles and any kind of special abilities I have. They're gonna have double cooldown time during this adventure. Now there'll be chances to perhaps lift those curses, or perhaps find some others, what are called blessings, that will benefit me and counteract them. We'll see. So starting off here, you got one of 4 choices. Basically, that little token's me. He dealt these cards out, so I can pick one of any 4 cards. Let's go right here and see. He's going to turn the card over. It's a maze of traps. So this is going to present me with a situation. I can have a choice to either enter this cave or to bypass it. We're going to enter it. Now, a lot of the game plays out like you're seeing here, kind of a choose your own adventure, almost got a text adventure feel. This is where I make the comparison to Dungeons and Dragons. He's telling a story. He's basically my DM for this game. So I'm choosing to enter the cave. But in this situation, instead of him telling me about it, this is something I'll actually get to play out kind of in a Diablo style gameplay. So you'll get to see. Although I really like the effects here of how your character is built when they lay the cards out. So there's a character with light armor, give him a shield, and I'll bless him with an axe. Give me 100 health, and I'm good to go. So I got to be careful here. And then in basic movement all around, the only other abilities, I have my attacks, my shields, but I won't need them. This is all about maneuvering. So I'm just going to use my run and my dive. See, that's good. So I'm going to have to sprint across here. Not doing too well. To the end, got to the goblin's treasure chest, and now I will collect my loot. So having survived the traps, and I get to draw 3 gain cards. Now these are cards from a pile that are either going to give me health increases, gold, which I can use to spend at stores, that I'll come across along the way, and food. Now food is important. Food. Let's see, I get 25 gold, so you'll see my gold increase down there on the left. More gold. And draw 1 equipment. See, now this is good. I get to draw from my cards of my equipment. So instead of the basic axe, I'm about to randomly draw a card. So I just got a regular shield.
Now you can count
not going to help me much.
If your timing is right.
I already got one. See, it's going to compare them. So I've got the exact same thing. So, we'll go ahead and equip it
right
for
approach.
whatever. Okay, so that card is now gone, and now I'm left to move 2 places. I can either go back where I was, which won't have anything, or I can go here and turn over a new card. Now, every move you make is going to reduce your food counter over here on the bottom left by 1. It will also, consuming a food will increase your health by 5. So you kind of have to manage the food that you keep on your character throughout the game. So I'm going to go ahead and move here. You'll see that drop by 1, but my health goes up by 5.
It's better than
Hitch a ride.
on a muddy road. Certainly.
This is another situational card. I found a friendly trader that will let me ride. This will basically, I can either turn back and go to try and overturn these other cards and see what they are, or I can hitch a ride, which will take me to the next leg of this adventure. Let's go ahead and hitch a ride. Mainly because I don't have a lot of food to do some exploring right now. So what's going to happen, he's going to clear the table and deal a new set of cards.
I worked hard on this game.
So
it is a pleasure to see you play.
Treasure chest.
A ship at dock.
Now this is going to be, again, kind of like a Dungeons and Dragons type situation. So you get treasure chest at the end of the hall. I can choose to either leave it be, which will just let me go back to my game, no issues, but what fun is that? So we're going to approach the treasure chest. So we're going to have to draw a card. There's going to be 2 chances for success and 2 chances for failure.
Choose from these options.
This will kind of determine where his story goes from here. Failure. So more than likely I'm going to get ambushed. I hear a click, sets off a trap. It's a gas trap. So here we go, another situation. I can attempt to escape it, which more than likely is going to give me 4 choices. I'm betting one of them is success, the other 3 are some sort of failure. Failure, huge failure. There's only 1 chance for me to get out of this unscathed. Let's see if I can get it. Nope, failure. So I take a pain card, which he's going to deal a card that's going to determine how much damage I'm going to take. Oh, this is a bad one. It's a permanent injury, so this is not going to reduce my current health, but reduce my maximum health. So I've got 80 out of 100 now. It's going to be 80 out of 85. And now my cap of my health is permanently lowered unless I find something to raise it back up. So at least I made it to the chest. Do I try it open? Let's just go ahead and open it. We've gone through all this. Pretty simple to open it. I've got 3 chances for success, 1 for failure. Okay. I was saying with my luck right now, it's probably going to be a failure. So I gave it away, opened it up, and he's going to let me draw some cards for those gain cards. So I'm going to be benefited by 4 random cards. Let's see what they are. 40 gold. 10 gold. 25 gold. And I get draw equipment again. So, alright, I've got a new shield. Every 3rd encounter does not consume food. Okay, so yeah, we're going to go ahead and increase that. That's a better shield. We'll take that. And you can only really go one place right now. Devil's Carnival. This is a new card with a token. So this is something I'm going to have a chance to, the situation, depending on how I handle it, I have a chance to actually earn this card for future use. So let's see what happens.
A challenge for you, and a token if you succeed.
Here's a large country town hosting a traveling circus. Strange sights, stranger smells. Alright, so I'm wandering into this place and it seems to be kind of captivating me, so we're going to go ahead and go in. So I'm going to go inside. So the question is it going to benefit me to go inside, or is it going to be to my detriment? It all depends on what I turn over here. Oh, it's really going to benefit me. Alright, so I get drawn to a large tent. Alright, so again, it all depends on how this situation is going to turn out for me. Let's go this one. Success. Okay, so this will continue to benefit me. Alright, so, you know, I went in, took a strongman's challenge, won, so I get another equipment card. Let's see what it is. Yes, a nice...
In its multitudinous forms, we still hold it in esteem and wonder.
Alright, so instead of my basic axe, basically I get a Scorching Zeal, which is basically an axe that's induced with fire. And it gives holy damage. Which, the type of damage and stuff will all plays into the different enemies that you'll come across. You know, as you play, you'll learn different ones are affected by different traits. So, it's a 32 compared to my basic 25 now. Yes, we will equip it. So I'm going to be a little stronger next time I go into battle. Now, one thing I noticed there, he took his coin back. So that I did not complete that task in the most perfect way. I don't know what the perfect way is. I won't know until next time I come across it and have a chance to do it again. But if you complete it, he will give you that token and put it in my bowl right there next to the candle. And it basically gives me additional cards at the end of this game if I succeed. But I didn't earn it, so I don't get it. Alright, so I'm coming to a cave. Opposing force. Do I want to leave the cave? Alright, this basically I can either leave the cave and go to the next area, or I can turn back and explore the other 3 cards. Normally, I would go back and explore, but I have yet to obtain any additional food. So that's really going to inhibit my ability to explore. Because once I run out of food, I'll begin to starve, I'll lose health. It just gets really hard to recover from that. So for the sake of keeping my guy alive, I'm just going to keep on going. So again, we're going to clear the table and deal out a new level.
What brings you to play the game?
Alright, so
I know you will not tell
notice
me.
that the further we get,
Like
the
all
more
the rest,
cards he likes to lay out on the table here. And explore. Call for priest. Okay, see, this is good. I've got money. Call for the priest. I've had this card before. Basically, this is a shopkeeper. And merchant to trade. Yes, we're going to approach the shop and go check out what he has to offer. I can tell you right now, the first thing I'm buying is some food, which will let me explore the level a little more, which could help in terms of the loot that I'm going to pick up. So, this one being a priest, have a couple of different options here. I can have him heal my wounds, which I'm already at full health. Well, let's just go ahead and buy food. I know I want to do that. I can do 1, 3, or 5. Alright, let's go ahead and get 5. Alright, notice he doesn't sell any items. Sometimes they do, but he will buy items. So I've upgraded. I'm using these 2, so I can sell these and get some extra money because I'm not using them anymore.
Don't forget to counter. Defense must always be balanced by offense.
Alright, so I can buy blessings. These will be permanent blessings that will benefit my character through the rest of my adventure. And as you can see, they're pretty expensive. So my options are Retribution, which means if I get hit with a ranged attack, my attacker, there's a chance they'll be stunned. Triple damage against stunned foes. You'll be fully healed the next time you are half dead. That could be beneficial. Undead that physically strike the player may receive damage themselves. So that's only good against undead characters. If I remember right, I'm facing off against the Jack of Scales. Those are lizardmen and not undead, so that's of no benefit to me. However, if you remember, I had some curses against me. Alright, blessings and curses. I had 2 curses, mana drain and heavy arrows. This is a chance to have those lifted for a price. I don't have the money to do either, but for 180 or 300, I can basically have him remove those from me. I'm not going to do either. However, I think I am going to get a blessing. Let's go with... Let's get the helping hand. Just I want to be fully healed if I come across some major damage soon. We're done here. We can leave. Now the nice thing is, now that I've uncovered this merchant on this level, you noticed before when I get to the end I said I can have a choice to go back and go over the cards. I can always come back to this merchant and revisit him. If I get more money, let's say I end up with a curse that I really need to have removed, I can come back. So let's go here and give us the most options afterwards. Loan. Alright, again, this is a new situation. I've never seen this one before. And a chance to earn a token there at the bottom.
We play for a token now.
So, shopkeeper on the verge of losing his store. Yeah, we'll give him 10 gold. Alright, and that was pretty simple.
Many of these blessings are too good for the likes of you.
Okay, so basically after 10 more steps, I get 3 gold cards. And I earn that
Token is
token.
yours. Let us see what you do with your newfound.
So at the end of the game, if I can complete this level, that token's really going to pay off. Let's go up top here.
Our lives are often lived thus.
Another token.
Pushed back and forth by the whims of nobility or power.
Well, I don't have 50 gold to pay him, so I have to refuse him. He's basically telling me that my path that I'm going on is going to be filled with the rat men. If I paid the 50 gold, he could help alleviate that, but I don't have it. Okay, so he's saying I can come back, which I won't earn his token because I didn't pay him.
Roaming ever forward, hunting for the truth.
Yep, here's the end of this little level. I can turn back and explore. Let's charge forward.
The lizard men are nothing if not patient. He waits for you. So often, this is how the story ends, is it not? The hero tries, the hero dies. Their memory is celebrated, but they are lost.
So basically, will I take his effects back to his town, or will I make an excuse and deny it? Well, I'm going to take them.
Such an elegant use of rage and anger. You wouldn't expect it of barbarian hordes.
No, I'm not going to equip it because it's got lower. Basically, yes, I'm going to use this because I like to use the shield bash in combat, even though you haven't seen combat yet.
As pleases you. Ha! Let us see how you progress with that.
Oh, basically, I've got 5.
Of course, you can remove your curses at shops if you can
That's
find
not
them.
good. So along with taking
Still,
that, I've got a
I'm
curse
keen
of a
to
heavy
see
burden.
how you handle
If I do not
your
find
disadvantages.
the card that takes me to his hometown to deliver those goods within 5 moves, I'm going to lose a lot of health. Well, we saw where he dealt that. So let's go ahead and go over there. There's another
Noble in
trader.
mind, or simply noble by birth.
No, I do not want to sell you my weapon. That was kind of uneventful. So this should be, hopefully, the hero's return.
Look. Look deeply. This is the fate of heroes.
So do I want to keep his gear? Which if I do that, the curse is going to remain, which is going to hurt me here soon. But no, let's return it because I didn't want to use his sword anyway. Yes, we'll give him his shield back. So I get 2 blessings cards plus the token. So that really benefited me. Will the gods.
Gods look upon you favorably. Useful.
Alright, so those are all mine. I'm glad I didn't buy that retribution earlier because now I got it for free. So my food is getting very low. Yes, luckily we have a traveling healer. Hopefully he's going to have some food that I can purchase. Usually with the healers, very similar to the priests. Mainly they deal with your health and food, and sometimes with your blessings and curses. They're not going to have any equipment for sale. You do run across them. Ah, yes, food. I'll buy as much as I can. Anything to sell? No, because I've got both those equipped. So we'll exit back out here. As I'm sure you've seen by now, it's kind of a, I don't want to say very slow, because you're always doing something, but it's a well-paced game. There's a lot of decision making. It's a good fortune.
I'm sure you agree.
15 gold. Oh, this is what I'm benefiting from earlier. Dead Man's
I'm sure
Gorge.
it's not called Dead Man's Gorge without reason.
Alright, so it's an ambush. So I'm going to randomly draw a monster card. 2 of Skulls. 2 lowest card in the deck. So they're going to be the weakest enemies I could possibly face. And the Skull is going to tell you the character type. These are Skulls. These are undead. So they're going to be skeleton fighters. But they're weak ones. This will be pretty easy. You're going to see, again, I love the animation of how they build the character. But you'll see the combat here. Combat is very basic. Kind of a Diablo-esque, almost Arkham City type feel. In terms of you can counter with your triangle, attack with your square. It's pretty easy and straightforward. These are just not a lot of strategy needed for some of these easier bosses, but you'll see when we finally get to the level boss, you're gonna have quite a few enemies to deal with, so you're gonna have to worry about building up your combo, which will give you benefits. I'm getting a bunch of food here, so we can do some exploration now. Another
The very
token.
apotheosis of intellect. Magicians. I cannot fault your choice, though I wonder how you will fare
Let's enter
against
the
such
tower.
tactics.
Let's see. Alright, so the mages are attacking me. 2, so they're going to be pretty weak. But, you know, we know their class is magic. So try to show a little bit more of the combat here. Dodge. These are... Alright, so they got shield up. So you're going to use shield bash them to take them down. And then string in your combos. Alright, he's down. You see, sometimes the enemies have that little green arch come above their head. That's when you have your chance to counterattack. Again, very Arkham-like. I gotta stay away from it. See, I bounce those back at you. It's not very complicated combat, but it gets the job done. It's enjoyable. It makes for a nice change of pace from the text adventure. So I got the cards token because I've made an enemy of the Mages Guild.
I don't think the mages will forgive your transgressions.
Alright, so keep going. Notice as I moved across, I consumed 3 food. However, I also gained 15 health. So, let's see what we got here. Jack of Scales, here it is.
Now,
I made it to the boss.
The ages.
This is the boss of this entire, basically, game that he has dealt out to me. His chance to earn a couple tokens. I really love the presentation style they've used here. It plays out very well, has that mystical feel to it with the way he handles and deals the cards. And I really think, I don't know if they have it on, let's see here. I don't know if they have it in their plans, but the whole card concept really, I think, opens the door for some interesting DLC, because, you know, they could offer card packs that would add new adventures. Alright, so I've got quite a few enemies here. Let's see. Oh, they are blocking. Usually if it's red, it's going to be some kind of projectile. Very difficult to block. See, he hurt his own guys there. I can hit them while they're down. Slow down here. You'll see that occasionally. It's not a big deal. It does not really make or break this game. You do get some slowdown for added effect with some of the animations, particularly when you're delivering a blow to a character that's going to kill him. There we go. So I just triggered my ability there, which set some of them on fire. See, as my combos build up, you'll notice my weapon there on the left. It'll eventually tell me that I can trigger my weapon ability by pressing the L1 button, which is what I did. So right now I've got added fire effect to my weapon effect. Almost got all his little guys taken care of. Okay, so they're all taken care of. So now I can go right at him, basically. In the reds, your best is just to play get out of the way. I gotta watch. Alright, so I beat him. Again, not too hard, but I'm very early in the game on this save. So I have defeated and obtained the Jack of Scales card.
Well played. Well played indeed.
Not only that, I earned the Scepter upgrade, so this is going to increase my character's overall movement speed. Start with more food. You're going to upgrade the gear that I start with, so instead of just that basic axe and basic shield, I can use stronger weapons from the start. So those are just things I'm going to have in my next game that I play. But then we're going to go back and see what I earned
The
this
wand
game.
represents my will in the purest sense. It is not too late for you to give up now. Go peacefully to your fate and leave me to mine. You begin to assemble a credible deck. Let us see what happens.
So I can cash in these coins for cards that I'm going to now go into my deck. So that marketplace, War Cry. Well, the interesting thing about this is, as I earn cards, when you're dealing with them in your constructing your deck, it doesn't tell you what they do, and you won't learn what they do until you use them in battle. So any card that's marked new when you're constructing your deck, if you try to get more information on it, it's going to flat out tell you this is a new card, you don't know what it does yet. So you really trial by fire. You have to go out and use them to understand what they're going to do for you. So quite a few token cards that are going to come into play next time. Ooh, Undead Bane. That's going to be a weapon that I want to keep next time. And that's it.
Halfway done. Let us continue.
You know, he takes me back, and he's basically my choice here is to either back out or to continue to the next tier of battles. Like I said, I really enjoy this game. It is kind of a slower pace, and the combat is rather simple compared to other games. However, it's very interesting. They do a good job, have an excellent presentation value, and it's an ever-changing gamescape, basically. No matter what, every time you go in, you don't know what, pun intended, you don't know what the cards are going to have in store for you, so you don't know how your adventure or your level is going to play out. We have our review coming to the site very soon, and it's going to be a positive one, I'll tell you that. It was handled by Cyril, and this is definitely a game I highly recommend you checking out, be it on Xbox One, PS4, or on Steam. And as always, stay tuned to GamingNexus.com for more information. Thanks for watching.
Into the depths we go, searching for the dead and dying.